You know, I come from a snowy climate.
Yeah.
And I love snow from like Thanksgiving to New Year's.
Right.
And after that, I'm done with it.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. After that, I want to get outside, do some hiking. I don't want to deal with it after that. But, you know, what do you guys like? Huh?
I like a white Christmas, and like you said, after New Year's, let's have the sunny, dry, nice weather again.
It's always nice around the holidays.
Yeah.
But I'll go for surfing weather, you know?
There you go. Or just nice to know that it's up in the mountains if you need it, right?
That's
Yeah,
true.
you have the option.
You can just live
You
here
have
on
the
the coast
option.
and not have to deal with snow for the most part. So let's talk about the snow a little bit more, though. The snow in the mountains, that is. Here's a look at the latest Sierra snowpack numbers. And the statewide average right now, 93%. Not too bad. That's pretty good, where we'd like to be, especially during a La Nina winter when you typically would expect to see less than normal precipitation, especially across Southern California. Now, there are a couple of asterisks on here, but let's just give you a couple more numbers out there. Obviously, we did a little better in the north than in the south, but really have caught up in the Southern Sierra over the last week or two. The systems that have been coming through have been a little farther south, and they've been cold. So we've seen the snow levels go down, and that has allowed for more snow coverage across the Southern Sierra. Now, also, the April 1st average, why do we always write that down, or we put it on our maps? Well, April 1st is the typical date where melting of the snowpack begins to outpace any additional gains. It's usually when the snowpack is the deepest, so it's kind of the benchmark date. We compare it year to year. So right now we're at 90% of that depth. Chances are that we get to 100% are pretty low given what I'm seeing in the forecast over the next couple of weeks. It's not impossible, but I wouldn't be shocked to stay at 90 or be less than that by the time we get to April 1st, just because the weather pattern looks like it's going to stay pretty dry here for the next couple of weeks. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on it for you, obviously. In the meantime, no snow here locally. We've had some in the mountains lately, but overnight tonight, mostly clear skies as we look at our future track hour by hour through dawn tomorrow morning. It's going to be a cold start to the day. Clear skies, drier air. Well, and a relatively cool air mass will mean for cool morning commutes. However, no major issues out there. Can't rule out a little fog in low damp areas. If you're near some damp farm fields, for example, maybe some swampy areas, you might see a little fog. But otherwise, no major issues on that morning commute. High clouds will begin to thicken throughout the day tomorrow. A weather system is approaching, and it will be here tomorrow night. But for the daylight hours tomorrow, we will be dry. This is 6 p.m. Starting to see an increase in clouds around the bay by around 9 p.m. Maybe a little drizzle out there. That's about when the rain chances will start. And really, I'm only expecting some very light rain around the Monterey Bay tomorrow evening, starting from maybe 9 p.m. and lasting till maybe 2 or 3 a.m. And this is light, drizzly precipitation, and that's about all we're going to get out of it. May make for some wet roads waking up Thursday morning still, however, something to keep in mind. But total precip with this system, a couple hundredths of an inch at best, so not a big deal. As far as your temperatures tomorrow, well, the ridge is moving on, and we have onshore flow that will prevent us from getting too warm, but we'll still be mild, I suppose, compared to some of the colder weather we've had over the last couple of weeks. Still in the low 60s, Santa Cruz, Capitola, lows in the 30s in the Santa Cruz Mountain Valleys overnight, too. Still going to be a chilly one for you to wake up to, as I mentioned. On the east shore of the bay, we're going to get back up into the low 60s tomorrow. For the most part, Salinas 61, but mid 60s in our northern valleys. We'll start out in the mid 30s for many areas, even places like Marina into the upper 30s overnight. So a cold start to your day. On over to the peninsula, highs upper 50s to low 60s tomorrow. And then down south, well, we'll get you also into the low 30s in some cases. There is a frost advisory in place, so watch out for patchy frost in some of those lower valleys. Highs back in the mid 60s tomorrow afternoon, and if you like temperatures warmer than that, well, I think you're going to like the 7-day forecast. Next couple of days, still somewhat cool, right? We got the weak system tomorrow night into Thursday morning. Then we have some spring winds, northwesterly winds, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then after that, high pressure ridge builds in, a warm air mass settles in, lots of sunshine, lots of puppy dogs, lots of ice cream cones. It's going to be nice. Highs could reach the 70s on the coast, and inland areas even warmer. So a little speed bump again with our weak system tomorrow. After that, we're looking pretty dry, and we're going to be talking at that point about just how warm it's going to get. So make sure to stay tuned to the forecast.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Dan.